Hey, Facey. Hey, Facey, Facebook. Hello, good evening. What the hell is this? New stars party? Learn more. You guys are getting the behind the scenes of me figuring out this new Facebook world that I'm not all about. I don't know anything about it. Anyways, here we go. Okay. Hi, welcome to Tuesday, May 20th. I'm doing a Facebook Live, or excuse me, an Instagram Live every single day until the butterfly ball on May 31st. But this is an important conversation, so I decided to do it on on Facebook as well as Instagram. So if you're here live, go ahead and say hello so that I know you're here. If you're catching the replay, type replay. Also, if you're here live, I would love to know what your zodiac sign is. I'm just gonna go ahead and press start on Instagram, because that's where I'm supposed to go live every single day. If you don't follow me on Instagram yet, I'm not the Step Queen anymore. I am Brittany Shakti, at BRITTANYSHAKTI. My cats. Did you know my cats know how to open the door? Did you know my cats can open the door? We have those handles that go like this, and they literally jump up and open the door. I'm just going live on Instagram, and then I'll give you all of my attention. I'm not a very good multitasker. Ask Sarah. I see eyeballs here. I don't know where all these I don't know. I'm not good at Facebook anymore at this moment. I'm relearning it. So if you're here live, go ahead and say hi so I know you're here. How do I go live on Insta? Every day until the butterfly ball on May 31st. Butterfly ball on May 31st. Okay, here we go. If you don't have your butterfly ball ticket yet, get your butterfly ball ticket. We have them in person. We've got some in-person tickets remaining. And we've got virtual tickets also. Virtual tickets are pay what you can. Oh, I don't like this filter. It makes me look like a not real human person. Let's unfilter. Let's unfilter today. Okay. So where are we at here? How do I get both of these angles? Let's see. It's okay. The reason I do this behind the scenes thing at the front of it is so that people know it's okay to not be perfect, and you can still be rich and desired and pretty and funny, and like it's just not a big deal. Part of what I'm learning, part of what I've realized since I have arrived at this next level is like all of the things I used to think were a big deal are actually not a very big deal. Oh, I should press live on Instagram. I have there is nothing at this point that can throw me off. There is nothing at this point that can throw me off my off balance. I mean, I shouldn't test that, touch wood, please God, but I mean, bring it on also at the same time. Hello, Instagram. We're going live every single day until May 31st, the butterfly ball, when we're doing a walk for world peace. If you have not yet begun to participate in the walk for world peace, it's super duper simple. All you got to do is go for a walk every single day and dedicate in your mind, just say, I'm taking steps for world peace. That's all. Energy is currency, and time, energy, money, those are the resources that we work with inside of our programs. Time, energy, money. So all you need to do is just intend, just donate with your mind. Say, I'm taking steps for world peace. And God is the master accountant, and every time that you do something with a positive intention, you, as a matter of fact, are making deposits in the field. You are investing currency in something that is going to reinvest in you. Okay. We talk about this inside of Sex, Money, Power, my ethical mastermind for Peace Avengers, building peaceful businesses. There's a reason that I want to talk to you tonight. It's not just for me to hear the sound of my own voice, although I've gotten quite used to it over the years. I was just actually looking the other day. Did you know I got the government to pay me to do a podcast? Did you know the government's going to pay me to do a podcast? Isn't that fun? Isn't that so fun? I put a post up that made a lot of people mad when I talked about how I got paid $250,000 for an hour of my time. And part of the way I was able to do that is because I figured out what I do that is so valuable and who are the right people to pay me for that. Okay. Up until that point, which is the point of this conversation that we're going to be having tonight. Oh, my legs. Up until, I gotta be careful. Up until the point that I pitched a $250,000 offer. Like, I want to talk tonight. I want to talk about like the confidence that it took for me to be able to get to that place, because you don't just wake up one day and decide I'm going to sell something for $250,000. Especially not if you came from the kinds of places that I came from, right? Like, especially not if you have the self-talk that was programmed into your mind, programmed into my own mind. And that's what I want to talk to you about, because I am noticing a pattern. One of the things I invest in the whole entire world at is seeing patterns. And I am noticing a pattern for sure of very brilliant people, very brilliant, very qualified, very intelligent, very educated people believing that there is something that needs to happen before they're ready to be brilliant. That there is something, some kind of threshold, some kind of, if you know what I'm talking about, give me a heart in the chat, or a like, or a comment, or a little blurb, a little something, right? If this relates to you. It's like we're always waiting for something to happen before we think we can be ready, right? And for a long time, up until actually probably the last 90 days, which I'm going to talk to you about how I was able to make that shift today. Until the last 90 days, actually, when I started working with my new mentor, the value of mentorship, I cannot understate the value of mentorship. Mentorship allows you to do in a week what might have taken a year. And that's just because when somebody has gone first, when they're going through the jungle, right? If they are moving their way through the jungle of life, and they are forging their own path and going somewhere nobody has ever gone before, then it takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of effort, right? Like, a part of being a visionary or believing in something in the future that you have no evidence is going to happen for you yet, right? That's what it means to be a visionary. Is like, I believe in a future that, based on the evidence that I have in front of me right now, looks like it's never going to happen. That's why I believe in world peace, right? There is literally no evidence that supports right now. There is no evidence anywhere in our world that is like, yes, world peace is possible in one generation. But I hold the vision that world peace is possible. I truly believe inside of myself. I truly believe in the core of my being that we are only one generation away from world peace. And as a matter of fact, it is this eagerness and this excitement and this conviction. You know, I have this certainty. I have a certainty. I trust this, right? Other people don't trust it because the vision hasn't been put on their heart. But I trust this, right? I trust this vision. I would die on this hill. I would die on this hill. I would die on this hill that we're only one generation away from world peace. And because of that, you know, because of what I'm going to talk about tonight, which is the recognition that I was very overqualified and just undershining, right? Being overqualified and undershining. Being overqualified and undershining. If you know what I'm talking about, go ahead and put a like in the chat for me if you're on Facebook or Instagram. And what I mean by that is that, so 90 days ago, I started working with a new mentor, and I came to a realization of how hard I had been working for how little money. And I have founded 5 companies out of my own pocket. I have founded 5 companies. I didn't get investment. I didn't get investors. I got no venture capitalists. I got no parents. I got no parents, and especially not the kind of parents that are going to pay me any money to do anything that makes me happy, right? Like, I got no outside help from this. And the reason that I'm saying that is because I think that it's important. When we see successful people, we believe that their parents gave it to them. When we see successful people, that we think that they had an opportunity that somebody else didn't. When we see successful people, we think that a hand reached down out of the sky and was like, here's all this money, right? Let me give you all of this money, okay? And I'm here to tell you that that's just not the way that it works. And I'm noticing a pattern right now in visionaries who are really about to cross this threshold between being somebody who knows way too much and somebody who gets paid for knowing way too much. There's a difference, right? There's a difference between knowing way too freaking much and getting paid to know way too much. And if you are overqualified and undershining, then you probably know too much and you're just not getting paid the right amount. And by getting paid, I mean time, energy, and money, right? I work in the currencies of trust. I work in the economies of trust. And so when I think of how we get paid with energy, we get paid with appreciation, we get paid with recognition, we get paid with excitement, we get paid with opportunities, right? We don't just get paid with money. And unfortunately, we live in a culture that really only acknowledges your success if you have a large amount of money. And people use this like financial threshold as being a benchmark of whether or not somebody is successful. And I think that actually has a lot to do with what we're going to be talking about tonight, which is, if you're anything like me, and chances are pretty good if you're watching this, you've got to be either like me or completely nuts, because not a lot of people not a lot of people get me. Not a lot of people get this, right? And that is one of my greatest strengths, that I'm so different than people. I used to think that was a big, huge weakness of mine, but what I'm realizing is that the fact that I am nothing like anybody else is one of my, if not my greatest strength. And my ability to own that 90 days ago is what I want to talk about today, okay? Because I came to this realization, I had done all of this work. I had a nursing degree, a step-family counseling degree, a Kundalini yoga teacher, deep study, a personal training certification, a holistic nutritionist certification, a mindfulness-based intervention certification. Like, you talk about certifications, I have fucking tried it. I have so many certifications. I have so many bodies of knowledge that I have studied. And this has worked out really well for me, because now I'm fucking brilliant, right? Like, I know a lot of cool shit, and I can see a lot of cool things across a lot of cool patterns that a lot of people can't necessarily see. One of the things I am best at in the world is seeing patterns. And one of the reasons I am so good at seeing patterns is because I have developed all of these really crazy, seemingly unrelated bodies of knowledge that allow me to kind of connect dots in between realms that other people wouldn't maybe necessarily connect, right? But if you're anything like me, you've probably collected degrees, and you've collected notebooks, and you've done inner child work, and you've done rehearsal after rehearsal after rehearsal. You have got certifications coming up for years, right? You've made all of these quiet sacrifices to become masterful at what it is that you do, right? You've invested your resources, your currency, your time, your energy, and your money into becoming the best at what you do. But somehow it might feel like you're just not quite allowed to be fucking awesome yet, right? Overqualified and undershining. Overqualified and undershining. I am so fucking good at this. It feels like I'm screaming into a void most time. That's how good at it that I am, right? That's how good at it that I am, is that I am watching entire institutions teaching entire curriculums, and I'm like, you guys, you're doing it wrong, right? You're doing it wrong. But they don't care. They're out there getting paid. Okay? Which goes to show you don't have to be the fucking smartest, and you don't have to be the best at something to get paid for it. Like, you're ready right now to start making large amounts of money. You are ready right now to start taking 6 months of vacation a year. You're ready. Like, you're ready right now. And I wish somebody would have said this to me in language that I would have been able to hear a while ago. Because, like I'm about to talk to you about today, I sat on my book. I wrote a book, then published a book. It's called Stepfamilies In Bloom. If you haven't read it yet, you should read it, because it's a fucking masterpiece. I just told you how many credentials and certifications that I got before I thought I was ready to be able to write this, and it did serve me well, because it's a completely revolutionary book. It's brilliant. And the reason that is brilliant and the reason that it is revolutionary is because I didn't think I was good enough yet to be able to publish a book. I didn't think I was smart enough yet to be able to publish a book. But the first story that I wrote, I was 5. Like, the first time I wrote a book, a story, I was 5 years old. This has always been my gift, right? This has always been my calling. This has always been what God has asked me to do. And I sat on this idea, right? I was like, the timing's not right. These things are always happening. I need another certification. I need a publisher who's going to listen to me. I need to get on the New York Times I'm not ready for the New York Times bestseller list. I can't publish this book, right? I'm not ready for that. I'm not pretty enough yet to be on the front page of a magazine. Like, what if I get famous? I don't want them to take a picture of me looking like this. Like, this is literally conversations that I'm having with myself. This is my high achieving scarcity mindset. Right? My high achieving scarcity mindset that is like, you're not ready yet. You're not good enough yet. You're not pretty enough yet. You're not qualified enough yet. You don't have enough attention yet. Right? But I realize I'm not underqualified. I'm over fucking qualified. And if you're watching this, you probably are too. I have a very intense energy. And, oh, my thing is paused over here. That's fine. Being overqualified and underpaid, being overqualified and underrested being overqualified and underclaimed, right? Underclaimed. It's not about not knowing enough. It's not about being not good enough. It's not about being not ready. It's about the fact that we have outsourced our power to other people, and we're waiting for somebody else to be like, yes, you're smart enough. Yes, you're talented enough. Yes, you're good enough. Yes, you're ready. Like, whose permission are we waiting for? Whose permission are we waiting for? Right? Whose permission are we waiting for? Megan! Oh my God, Megan! Oh, Megan, you gotta come tomorrow. We're doing Future Self Quantum. Holy shit, Megan. You're not a stepmom anymore. That is absolutely okay, because we just launched the Peace Palace. Because let me tell you what, you're not the only one. Seamus and I are getting a divorce. Lots of people from the story have gotten a divorce. So you need to come to Future Self Quantum, because we just launched the Peace Palace, because we were noticing that what was happening after people started to align with themselves, after people started to align with their future self, right? Like, you wrote a future self letter. Go comment here and tell me what it is. We started to realize, after we were putting people through future self letters, that like a lot of people had a lot of changes, right? Like, when you align with who you are. So what I want to say to you is that we don't run just step family stuff anymore. We are stepmom stuff anymore. We are open now to anyone who is from a divorced home when they were a kid. I'm so happy to see you, Megan. Holy shit. I haven't seen you in so long. Hi. Oh my gosh. Okay, so we're open now to or we serve people who are like children of divorce. So like, if your parents were divorced when you were a kid, the Peace Palace is for you. If you have been divorced yourself, the Peace Palace is for you. If you have been a step parent at any time, the Peace Palace is for you. And the reason why is because I started to see, after working with so many people, that the patterns that we have that set us up to get into a step family in the first place are the same patterns. We've all inherited the same kinds of things. We've all inherited the same kinds of trauma, right? Megan says, you help me more than you know. I'm no longer a stepmom, but I have the ability to be if the opportunity ever arises in the future, which is such a cool thing to say, because I've heard from so many people, if my partner and I ever split up, so many stepmoms, if my partner and I ever split up, I would never, ever, ever be with somebody again in the future. And the fact that you're able to do this, you help me be my true self, which will help anyone I come in contact with. Absolutely. See, Megan knows. She was a member of the Stepmom story, the original Stepmom story, where we started teaching the first future self, right? You help me be my true self. That's what future self is, right? It's called future self because it's cute, but it's really about aligning with who you really are. Now, like I was saying, when we wait for proof outside of ourselves, when we wait for permission outside of ourselves, right? We delay. We think, like I was saying, my high functioning scarcity mindset, which is camouflaged as like being logical, right? Like, is this the right next step, Brittany? Are you sure? Let's look at your bank account, right? Like, oh, are you sure you're ready for this? And I let that voice, I let that voice really run my show for a while, right? But, okay, I still have a reminder that goes off on my phone every year on the anniversary of the day that I first got paid $200 an hour for an hour of my time. Like, this is years ago now. But I was still a nurse at the time, right? So I was making like $40 an hour. I can't complain. I was making a good 6-figure salary. Like, I was making good money, right? On salary. And I was like, oh, I guess I'm going to be making $40 an hour for the rest of my whole entire life, because that's what nurses do. And I'm supposed to save for my pension, and I'm supposed to save for my benefits, and I'm supposed to squirrel away 10% of it, and I'm supposed to do all of this stuff with it, right? The first time I charged the first time somebody paid me, it's not even that I started charging $200 an hour. It's that somebody paid me $200 for an hour of my time. Right? And I was like, I just 5x'd what I thought was going to be my cap. Interesting. It was such a moment of awakening for me, because I was like, holy fuck, you mean I can just tell people this is how much I want to charge, and then that's how much I can charge? I was literally just saying to Sarah the other day, Sarah's my COO. I was literally just saying to her 2 days ago, you want to make $10,000 an hour? Okay. Right? Like, let's figure out how to make it happen. Nothing is impossible at this point. You guys, you have no idea the kinds of things that I have seen that people think are impossible. You have no idea. If it's on your path, it's on your path. Period. The end. All right. $200 an hour was one thing. And then I didn't set a reminder for this one. But the first time somebody paid me $1,000 for an hour of my time, I was like, well, motherfuck, I made it. You know, except I didn't, because I was like, ooh, now I want more. The first time somebody paid me $30,000 to work with me for a year, I just about fell out of my chair. One single human person was like, yes, you know enough things that I trust you enough to give you $30,000 of my money. A human person, not a company, right? A human person. I used to think I was going to make $40 an hour. Now I have private clients who pay me $30,000. My private rates are up to $100,000 now. It's only impossible until it's done, you guys. It's only impossible until it's done. But after someone paid me $200 an hour, I set a reminder on my phone, so I get a little anniversary celebration reminder every single year that it goes off, and I get this little like blurb in my tummy because I'm so excited about that change in my paradigm about what I believed was possible. And then somebody paid me $1,000 for an hour of my time. And then somebody paid me $15,000 to work with me for a year. And then somebody paid me $30,000. Right? Now my spirit quests are an $88,000 investment. I only got one left for the year. We're getting a documentary. we're getting a documentary. And before this happened, before I launched up here, before I was like, yeah, let's go to the moon, let's like get on a rocket ship and go to the moon, right? Before I invested $25,000 of my money that I do not have right now to be investing in a mentor. I'm going through a divorce, right? I have evicting tenants from my rental property. I got to cover the mortgage. I'm getting divorced. I had to retain a lawyer, right? Like, I did not have $25,000 sitting in my back pocket to invest in mentorship, but I knew that I needed to because I was sick of being fucking overqualified and underappreciated, underseen, right? Like, when you are brilliant at something, it feels like you're yelling into a fucking void. People don't get it. People don't get you. And that doesn't mean you need to water down what it is that you do. It means you need to get in the right rooms with the people who can actually hear you and pay you. Lots of people out there want to pay you good money to be the best at what you do. Lots of people want the best. Lots of people want to work with the best. Lots of people want to work with people who are overqualified, overachievers, right? They'll pay. Trust me. Like, they will. So I started to realize, maybe I actually know some things about some things that I don't see yet, right? I sat on the idea, like I was talking about, I sat on the idea of my book, Stepfamilies In Bloom, for almost 2 years before I had the guts to put it out into the world. If you haven't read my book, Stepfamilies In Bloom yet, you can get it. There's a link in Facebook. There's a link in my bio on Instagram. It's fucking brilliant. It's brilliant. It's brilliant. There's no other way around it. But I sat on it for 2 years before I finally had the guts to put it out. And I finally Sarah, God love her soul, right? Sarah started as a client in our program. She started as a stepmom client inside of our programs. And then because of what we do, we write a future self. We imagine who we're meant to be, connect with who we really are. Now she works for me full time. She went through coaching training. Now she works for me full time, right? She believes in this work so much. It changed her life so much that she's like, I don't want to do anything else with my life except make sure other people get this work because it is so helpful. Because it changed my life and it changed my family's life and it changed my marriage and it changed the way that I mother, and I am such a good fucking mom now, right? I am such a good mom, and I used to think I was going to be a spanking mom, like way back in a long time ago. Like, my life's work is dedicated to making sure kids don't get spanked anymore, right? But I used to think I was going to be a spanking mom because I was like, how else are you going to make it do what you want it to do, right? All control based, all shame based. And that is one of the reasons it took me so long to be able to publish my book. Okay, and we get into this inside of the Peace Palace. Okay, and those reasons why we're afraid to do certain things. But my inner circle knows what happened after I published my book. Right, my inner circle knows why. And after I published that, and after I was faced with the reality of what that meant to become a published author and the way that affected the relationships around me, like, I understand why people hesitate to proclaim their brilliance. I understand why people like prevent themselves from charging $250,000 for an hour of their time, right? Because of the things that we do inside of Peace Palace, Peace of Stepmom, Whole Step Family, right? So even, I wish somebody told me 2 years ago that I was ready to publish. You know, I was just as ready to publish then as I was now. I would have a second book out, right? I would have written a second book. I would have written another iteration of my original book. Because when you're an artist, part of the curse of being an artist is that you know you can feel the masterpiece. And part of being an artist is like you're continuing to develop your ability to get the masterpiece there. And so every time that you finish something, because you're a master, you get so much better at it so quickly. And you're like, well, now this thing that I made last week isn't very good anymore. And I was getting into that trap with my book, right? I was like, write it, and then I would go do my things and take a fucking class, get another letter behind my name. And then I'd sit down to write it again. I'm like, well, now this whole thing is wrong. Art's done when you put down the paintbrush, right? Like, that's really about it. And if someone would have given me permission, if someone would have told me what I know now 2 years ago, I would have written my second book already by now, right? And I don't want to come across as being ungrateful, because I'm not. Like, I've sold 59 copies of my book already, you guys. I've sold 59 fucking copies of a book. Okay? Like, what? 59? Unfortunately for Spirit Quest Dave, it's not going to be 69. It will soon. We got 10 to go until then. But after I published that book, and I know that people put a lot of like pressure on these milestones, right? People put a lot of importance on these milestones. People put a lot of weight on, like, maybe one day I'll publish a book. And it's like that publishing of the book is like this big thing that's really anticipated for a long time, and it can like paralyze us because it feels really big, right? And so after I published my book, keep in mind, I've been wanting to write a book my whole entire life. My whole entire 31 years, I'm 36. For 31 years, I've wanted to write a book and publish a book. And so I had all of this anticipation, all of this lead up coming up to this moment where I published this book. And if I would have done this from the place where I was still looking for somebody's permission, I would have been very disappointed. Because when I put it out, when I finally had the courage to release it, when I finally was like, this is my life's work, this is my heart, this is everything I know about the body, mind, and spirit. Like, this is the culmination of my work. I'm like standing naked in front of the universe, right? Being like, here's my art. Here's my art, here's my knowledge, here's my wisdom, here's who I am in a book. And I put it out there. There was no marching band. There was no confetti. There was no like waterfall of acknowledgement. There was no, like, the paparazzi didn't show up at my door and they and like be like, okay, Brittany, can you tell us? That didn't happen. That didn't happen. And there was a version of me that thought that when I publish the book, that's when it's going to be my big time. When I publish the book, that's when it's going to be my moment. No, I'm having my moment right fucking now, you guys. I'm having my moment. You are watching someone have their moment. You are watching somebody become famous. You are watching somebody become rich. You are watching somebody become the person that the paparazzi shows up on the doorstep of. But it wasn't after I published my book. It wasn't after I wrote and finished my book. It wasn't after I published it. That was not the reality of it. There was no confetti. There was no marching band. As a matter of fact, what it did when I published my book, what it did is it helped me to realize how much the people who say that they love us actually shoot bullets at our dreams. The people who say that they love us, they've got all of this baggage of their own unlived dreams, their own unhoped hopes, and they shoot bullets at us. I felt it. It happened to me. And I realized why I took so long to publish my book, and it wasn't because I didn't think I was good enough yet. It was because I saw what happens when someone becomes successful, right? I saw what happens. I saw why people want to shoot bullets at people who have big dreams. People don't want us to do well. People don't want you to do well because it makes them have to face their own shortcomings. People don't want you to do well because then it means they have to look in the fucking mirror. And for as long as you are not screaming your greatness from the rooftops, and you don't have to do it my way, right? Like that's the thing that I want everyone to understand is like, just because I do it this way, just because I do it in this way, just because I am who I am, just because I have a social media account, just because I have a podcast, just because I have a book, that doesn't mean you have to do it my way, right? I am just a living demonstration of what can happen when you do that, right? But after I published my book, there was no marching band, but there was bullets, right? There absolutely were bullets. And then it really made perfect sense to me why my high functioning scarcity mindset led me to believe that I still needed to have more letters behind my name or a bigger audience or a shout out from a famous person before I'd be ready. Because I was protecting myself. I was protecting myself. I was afraid. And then the thing happened that I was afraid of happening. And I was like, okay, I guess it makes sense why it took 2 years to publish my book. Being yourself takes courage. Being yourself takes courage. Being brave takes self-love. Being audacious takes self-belief. It takes self-trust. You take risks. You have to know you can hold yourself through that. That's the difference between a version of me from years ago and the version of me now, is that I used to think if I'm taking a risk, this thing has to work out exactly the way that I need it to. Otherwise, I'm fucked. Right? I need to do this thing. I need to do this. I need this thing to happen. I need there to be a marching band when I publish my book. Otherwise, there's no point. And then I published the book and then there's no marching band. And then I crumbled because I'm like, well, that didn't pan out. Or I need to publish my book and then maybe my mom will be proud of me for once in her life. Yeah, fucking right. Right? Quite the contrary. And that was the thing I didn't want to see. That was the thing I didn't want to admit to myself. And everyone has one of these people. We all have these people in different ways in our lives, right? Like we all have people. We all have people who are shining their shortcomings on us in different ways. We hear it in the media, right? Like the media makes everything wrong. It's not just where we came from as kids, right? A lot of people in this world are still very unconscious. I only work with conscious people. So if you don't even know what I'm talking about, then go get conscious and then we can work together. I only work with conscious people. And the reason for that is because consciousness is what separates humans from animals. Like literally that's the only thing that separates humans from animals. It's just water. I don't drink anymore. Consciousness is the only thing that separates humans from animals. Animals don't respect courage. Like how I can't expect somebody who is unconscious to respect and appreciate the courage that it takes for me to put my heart out onto the internet and then be vulnerable there. It's not possible. Right? I didn't get upset when my cat didn't throw me a party when I published a book because she doesn't know. She doesn't know the courage that it took for me to do that. She doesn't know how many letters I put behind my name before I felt ready to do that, right? My cat doesn't know that. I'm not upset at her about it, but I'm also not looking to my cat for permission to be who I am. I'm also not looking to my cat to be like, yeah, you fucking did it. Let's throw a party, right? I had to start to I threw my own parties, right? I have Club Shakti Silver DJ Mix on my phone so that I can amp my own self up. I throw my own confetti. I take my own self out for dinner. I buy my own self flowers. I buy my own self presents. I am my biggest fan. Period. The end. I talk all the time about if you're an artist, I'll be front row at your show with a foam finger. In the same way that I am the biggest fan to my clients who are out there fucking nailing it, taking risks, being brave, forging paths through jungles that no one's ever gone through before, right? Like, we're out there with a motherfucking machete in the jungle, fighting off tigers. And people have the audacity out there to be like, I think maybe you're charging a little bit too much. There's no thanks for making a path. There's no holy shit, there must be tigers out there. There's no, do you need anything to make sure that the bugs, the poisonous bugs in the jungle don't eat you? You're doing it wrong. You're not going fast enough. You're going too fast. You're being too loud. People in the jungle don't wear those clothes. Like, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous, the things that people say to us. It's ridiculous. But it affects us. It hurts, right? Like, there's a reason we don't want to hear that. I scream my greatness from the rooftops, not because I think I'm better than anyone else. Like, I am not extraordinary. I'm a little girl from the wrong side of the tracks. I put myself through university working through the bar. Like, I am not anyone. I'm not anyone. I'm someone who just continued to make different decisions. I'm just somebody who decided to believe in myself. I'm just somebody who decided to stop letting my fucking circumstances and the story of my past shape who I was. Yes, I'm from the other side of the tracks. Right? I'm wicked. That's what makes me so scrappy. Right? It's not that I'm extraordinary. I mean, I am. But so are you, right? So is everybody. Everyone has the ability to do this. Like, I am not extraordinary. Meaning that I am not the only person in the world who can charge $250,000 for an hour of my time. I'm not the only person in the world. I'm just the only one I'm not the only one. I believe in myself enough to do that. Right? I'm extraordinary. You're extraordinary. I'm no different. I am no different. I'm stubborn as fuck. And I always get what I want. And I always do what I say I'm going to do. But I'm not different. I'm not special. I'm not like, there is nothing special. There is nothing special about me that everyone else doesn't have. Except for self-love, courage, self-belief, the ability to throw myself a damn good party. This was the first year I ever threw my own self a birthday party. Imagine that, 36 years old. This was the first year I ever threw myself a birthday party. And because I'm getting ready for the butterfly ball, 11 days from today, guys, butterfly ball, Panorama Mountain Resort, get your tickets before they sell out. I had this fear before I threw myself a birthday party. I was like, what if nobody shows up? What if nobody shows up to my birthday party? What if I throw a birthday party and nobody shows up? I'm a fucking loser. I threw it anyways. And you know who showed up? Every single person who was supposed to. I had such a good day. I felt so loved. I felt so loved on my birthday party. First birthday party I ever threw myself. I felt so loved. And that little voice, I was like, what if nobody shows up? Right? I was like, what if they don't? I threw it anyways. Now I'm planning the butterfly ball. I had that same little voice there, right? What if nobody shows up? What if nobody cares about you enough to come celebrate your life's work with you? Wouldn't be the first time, right? I don't know. Wouldn't be the first time. It's not about that. It's not about that. It's about knowing that everyone is exactly where they need to be. It's about trusting that everyone is exactly where they're meant to be on the path. It's about trusting that I am 30 years in the future technologically, right? And other people are still trying to catch up. That's why mentorship is important, right? Like, you get to skip the line. You get to skip to the front. I go play in the quantum a lot. There's a reason I got so many credentials, right? Like, my mind likes to have things to do. Now I figured out how to collapse time. Now I figured out how to time travel. Like, do you know what I've done in the last 90 days? A lot of shit. And I am not special. I just don't do dishes. I don't make my bed. I don't waste my energy on dumb shit. I know exactly who I am. I know exactly where I'm going. I know I'm fucking wicked. I know you're fucking wicked. We're all going the same place. We're all going the same way. We're all taking different paths. You don't have to take my jungle path. Like, you can take your own. But you can also just come to the front of the jungle with me and then forge your own trail from there, right? Like, do however you want. But it's okay to make things be easy. This is something I sat with myself a lot and asked myself, you know, like, why do you make everything so fucking hard for yourself, Brittany? Like, it's not supposed to be this hard. It's supposed to be easy. And it is. It is. It is. I don't scream my greatness from the rooftops because I think I'm better than anyone else. I don't think I'm better than anybody else. I don't scream my greatness from the rooftops because I think I am great and other people aren't. Right? Like, this is literally the case in point here. People think someone can't be great unless somebody else isn't great. Greatness takes away from somebody else. So I don't want to hurt their feelings by being too good. Right? I don't want to make them feel ugly by being too pretty. I don't want to make them feel poor by being too rich. Bitch, get your own rich. You can. Like, you can. I have not met one single person who doesn't have $1 million idea in their head. Period. The end. I've not met one single person who doesn't have $1 million idea in their head. The only difference between the greats and the apes, is the one that's doing the believing. And if I didn't believe in myself like this, if I didn't believe in myself the way that I have believed in myself, if I didn't start trusting that I'm good enough exactly as I am, if I didn't start believing in my all the letters that I have put behind my name, nobody else would have. They shot bullets at me when I tried. Why was I waiting for their permission? What was I doing? I was getting ready. I was getting ready to be able to hold myself. I was getting ready to be able to hold myself through being published in 8 major media publications and go through a divorce at the same time. Right? I was getting ready to be able to hold a Spirit Quest client who's also flying through the quantum and get the high-rise condo. I was getting myself ready to do a Facebook and Instagram live every single day until the butterfly ball. Right? To birth a fucking world peace movement. At the same time as I'm birthing a world peace movement, my 3-year-old daughter is not in daycare because one of the things I value most in the world is my attachment to her. And so I make decisions based on what my values are. I make decisions based on what my priorities are. And nowhere is y'all stink-ass fucking opinion something that I make decisions on, and it's just not. Right? I make decisions based on, is this going to get me closer toward or further away from world peace? Is this going to protect or harm the attachment I have with my kids? Is this in service to me, myself, my own self-love, my own self-care, my own self-compassion? That's where I start. And then I feed things through a values hierarchy. We teach this inside of the Peace Palace. We teach this inside of the inheritance. Right? You can do that with your partner as well, which is really enlightening as well. Sometimes our partners are the ones that hold us back, right? No shade. But sometimes our partners or sometimes actually, as a matter of fact, usually what I see more often than our partners holding us back is that we use our partners as an excuse because it's easy. My husband won't want me to do that. My wife won't like that. Right? It's easy. It's high functioning scarcity mindset. Whose permission are we needing? Whose permission? Who are we waiting to believe in us before we can believe in ourselves? That's the work. Who are you waiting to believe in you before you can believe in yourself? That's the work. Right? That's the work. And if you don't want to do that, you just come to Future Self Quantum tomorrow. We don't have to fuck around with any of that. We just get to be the person and go, right? Like, it's fun. It's so fun, you guys. It's so fun. I'm dancing on stage with Felix Cartel. Felix Cartel, you guys, I loved techno before techno was cool to love. I rocked out to Tiesto in my basement before it was cool to love Tiesto. I had a 1990 Toyota Corolla with flip-up headlights. She was red. Adagio for Strings, one of my favorite Tiesto songs of all time. Right? At the same time as all of this is happening, I'm dancing in the DJ booth. I'm sober. Right? Like, I got the best friends ever. I'm eating good food. I'm eating Wagyu beef and truffle tortellini. Life's good. I'm not supposed to be this happy when my life is falling apart based on society's standards. Like, I am so fucking happy, you guys. I get stopped at the grocery store. People are like, you are the most radiant, beautiful woman I've ever met in my whole entire life. And you know what I say? Say it again. It's okay to love yourself. People won't like that. right? But nowhere on my values hierarchy is y'all stink ass opinion something that I make decisions on. It's just not. As a matter of fact, sometimes I do things to just be a little bit, you know? That's why I wear Crocs. This is literally why I wear Crocs. This is why I'm the Croc punk. Hashtag Croc punk. This is literally why I wear Crocs. Because beautiful women who found 5 companies out of their own pocket and write books and get the government to pay them for their work aren't supposed to wear Crocs, right? Like I'm supposed to be wearing high heels and a blazer. What up? West Edmonton Mall. The only difference between the greats and the apes is the one doing the believing, right? Like you don't want a brain surgeon who's like, yeah, I'm not very good, so I'll just charge $99 an hour. My wife doesn't think I'm very good at what I do, so I'll just charge you $99 an hour. Like no one's going to go to that brain surgeon, guys. You're a brain surgeon at something already. You already are. You already are. You already are. All you need to know is what things will people pay you lots of money for? I've seen it. I'm in a mentorship group with people who are 7, 8, 9, 10 figure business owners. Like people pay good money for some weird shit, right? Like I've never met one person who does not have $1 million idea in their head. That's what I do. I turn ideas into industries. It's so cool. It's so fun. I'm a Pisces. I dream for a living, you guys. It's like when I was like choosing my body, like, oh, who do I want to be? Who do I want to be when I come to Earth? I should be a Pisces so that I can dream and get paid for it. Like I couldn't have written it any better. It's absolutely perfect. Greats and apes, baby. Grapes and apes. Grapes and apes, greats and apes, grapes and apes, greats and apes. Say that 5 times fast. Future Self Quantum tomorrow. I'm doing it tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. You can get the link here. If you're on Facebook, you can get the link in my bio. If you're on Instagram, if you're on YouTube, I don't know. It's probably somewhere. I don't know where else this is going, but find me, Brittany Shakti on Instagram. It's the best place to see the behind the scenes stuff. Then you can see what goes on in the back. You can see me wearing Crocs everywhere that I go. You can walk with us for peace. Future Self Quantum tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. I'm going to leave it as accessible for everyone for a short little time, and then it'll be $555 to get the 1 hour-ish long, probably 2-ish hour long class. So join tomorrow. You can come and watch it for free. Future Self Quantum. All we're doing is allowing you to dream into who you already are. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to launch a book. You don't have to make a pitch. You don't have to decide anything tomorrow. All we're doing all we're doing in Future Self Quantum is envisioning, right? Like connecting to the version of ourselves that we usually block because we're too afraid. I've done so many future self letters with people, and usually they're like, I want my husband to be nice to me at the end of the year, right? Like when our time and our energy and our money is so like sucked up in the black hole of trying to go through relational stuff, then we waste a lot of time and energy and money trying to go through relational stuff. And time and energy and money are currency, right? Like in the same way that a lot of people, not me, but a lot of people budget their money, we also budget energy. We have a finite amount of energy. We can regenerate that. And one of the things that I teach people to do, especially in Sex, Money, Power and Spirit Quest and Shakti Den, is like expand their capacity to be able to hold large amounts of energy. The more energy that you can hold, energy is currency, right? Energy is a frequency. Energy is a currency. So the more energy that you can hold, the more time, energy, and money that you'll be given access to from God. Like one day for me feels like it's like 10 years. That's how much shit I get done, right? I move fast. I move fast. Other people are like, whoa, she's wild. But I move fast because I've learned to trust myself. And I've been doing this now for 7 years, right? I've been failing and getting back up again in entrepreneurship for the last 7 years. I've founded 5 companies out of my own fucking pocket without a dollar of my parents' money. I don't have parents. I'm an orphan, right? No venture capital, 0. I've done it all out of I've founded 5 fucking companies out of my own pocket. I have no time for excuses. I have no patience for excuses. Like I have none. I have 0. I have 0 of it. And it's not about me. I have no patience for it for you because it is so good on this side. And you're probably already here. You know, you're probably already on this side. If you like me and you're still watching this, you're probably already on the other side. You probably just need someone to show you the potentiality of what it could be if you trusted all the way, right? Or sharpened what you're already doing, right? Sharpened your edge, sharpened your direction, pointed, recalibrated, and repointed. That's how future self quantum is meant to be. Allow yourself, give yourself a place to dream, right? Self-belief, self-love, zero fucks. God is a compass. Future self quantum is your coordinates. God is your compass. God is your compass. God is your compass. Future self quantum is your coordinates that you're shooting to. So join tomorrow. You can get it for free. I'll give it free for a couple of days, and then it'll be $555 to buy the replay. Or you can join the Peace Palace. You can join the Peace Palace, and it'll be in the Peace Palace as well. And collapse time. Become who you've always been. Bring your partner. Don't bring your partner. Bring your bestie. Do it with friends, right? Like, dream big with your friends. They say you are the average of the 5 people who you spend the most time with. That is no lies, right? The best thing you can do is have other friends who dream big with you. And if not dream big, then at least not be fucking assholes who shoot bullets at your dreams. We don't need any more of those people. We don't need any more people who are like, you're being dangerous. We don't need any more people who are like, that's a very risky thing to do. Like, okay. You know what's risky? You know what's risky? Pretending to be somebody you're fucking not and making yourself sick and then going and laying on a highway trying to die because you're so trapped in who the fuck you thought you were supposed to be to make other people like you. It can only go on for so long. Like, nothing is riskier than being not true to yourself. Period. I'm talking to the Institute for Economics and Peace on it, as a matter of fact, next week. Okay? No big deal. That is a flex. That is absolutely shameless plug. It is absolutely a shameless plug. God's time, right? Do it on God. You don't need to do it fast for me. I know that I move faster than a lot of people. I am water. It's okay. I don't expect people to do things as fast as I can, but I want them to know that they can if they want to. Right? Like, we got to get the architecture ready. But like my shaman always says, you think too much. Thinking makes you heavy. And when you're heavy, you cannot fly. Let's soar. Let's fucking soar. YOLO. 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 Don't die with that art in your head. Don't die with that art in your head. Don't die with that book in your head. Don't die with that painting in your head. Don't die with that business in your head. Don't die with that legacy in your head. Don't fucking die with that in your head. God gave it to you for a reason. Right? God gave it to you for a reason. And it wasn't so y'all assholes could fucking shit all over it. Right? They can try. Let them shit. Let them shit. The higher you soar, the harder it is for people to shit on you. I promise. Okay. Anyway, I'll see you tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock a.m. Mountain Standard Time. Links in bios. Get inside the Peace Palace. Get inside Future Self Quantum. I'll be going live again. Get your butterfly ball tickets, you guys. Get your butterfly ball tickets. Book your hotel rooms. Message me and I'll give you the discount code for the room block for Panorama Mountain Resort. May 31st, and if you want virtual tickets, we got those as well. May 28th, we have the presentation that I'm giving for the Institute for Economics and Peace. We're doing that as a pay what you can. So if you want to see me deliver $250,000, the thing that I already got, West Edmonton, LO. West Edmonton Mall. Oh. Yeah. So I grew up on the west side. Of Edmonton. Hi, Brittany Pearson. Oh my God, this is so cute. I'm so happy you're here. Have you been here the whole time? Are you coming to the butterfly ball? I hope you're coming to the butterfly ball. I hope you guys come. Okay, I am 53 minutes in. All my podcasting stuff is not accessible right now because I'm moving, because I'm getting divorced. So this is the interim. This is the stand-in podcast until my stuff is back. We're going to be doing podcast episodes at the Butterfly Ball. I don't know, guys. This is fun stuff. I'm having my moment. So come along. Some things only happen once sometimes things only happen once in a lifetime. Some things only happen once in a lifetime. And this is one of those things. I love you so much. I gotta go work on my presentation because I only have 8 fucking days left to give the biggest presentation of my life, to become an ambassador for the Institute for Economics and Peace. I'm going to become one in 1.17 million people to hold this peacekeeping credential. That's really fucking cool. Then I'm going to sing myself from the rooftops, because if I don't, nobody else will. Right? If I don't, nobody else will. If I don't think I'm the coolest shit on this planet, nobody else will. If I don't think I'm worthy of greatness, nobody else will. Period. The end. The greatest people are not the greatest people. Right? The people who have the most influence, the people who have the most impact, the people who have the most attention, the people who have the highest sold art, they're not the greatest people. Like, look what happened to Van Gogh. He got rich after he died. That fucking sucks, because he didn't believe in himself. He didn't believe in himself. He was light years ahead. Right? He was light years ahead. He was iconic. He was legendary. He was a visionary. He was a visionary. And everyone's like, well, that's fucking weird. Right? And he's like, yeah, my wife thinks so too. Maybe I'll just sell it for 99 cents. Right? If you don't think you're the greatest shit on earth, nobody else will. You are the greatest shit on earth. You're God in a body. 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 Good night.